See, a lot of people don't realize that the color of the skin is not just the only barrier between communication between people of different ethnicities. What some people don't realize is that for a black man, and probably for anybody really for that reason, for that matter, if you ask me, but you know what I'm saying, they'll never actually admit it for it to be what it is. But I feel like this stuff, I feel like as far as like, a lot of black men, you know what I'm saying, if we're not, you know what I'm saying, socio-economically, you know what I'm saying, prepared to have the money and finances that come with there are necessities that come with having, you know, a black woman and the children that will ensue because of the increased fertility of having a black woman when you're a black man and you're with a black woman. The likelihood of you having children is very high. That's not always the same, you know, if you're Caucasian. If you're Caucasian, you can have a woman and enjoy the sex, but the likelihood of you always, you know, being a fertile couple is not always the case. That's why they have fertility clinics. They didn't create fertility clinics for black people, and every other race doesn't really matter. I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying. If you're Asian, then you can fall in one of those categories, or you can fall in, you know, in there. But as far as like, you know, fertility clinics, that's not for black people. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, you know, a lot of white people can, you know, they can get together and couple up, but they'll spend lots of money on fertility drugs, fertility boosting serums, fertility enhancing regimens and things of that nature, trying to have babies fertilized in vitro in petri dishes, things like that. But, you know, and that coincidentally or incidentally gives them time to prepare rather than just them having, you know, a child early on rather instantaneously, due to the amount of sex they're having that is, you know, that is fruitful and comes to fruition to be, you know, many children. They have time to plan this out and to save and accumulate money as a duo of just one of him and her, a duo, one, two people, versus, you know, when you're a black person and you popping out kids left and right. Now with Latino people or Mexicans, you know what I'm saying, they deal with cocaine. I'm sorry, these are stereotypes that are profoundly true. They're like, yo, I was moving a certain amount of weight before I had kids. When I got kids, I just told my plug, I'm like, yo, I'm ready to move more weight. I'm ready to push more weight. I'm ready to increase the risk of me getting caught, and also increase the risk of me getting paid more. You know, you play big, you win big. You play little, you know, scared money don't make none. So, but yeah, I just feel like, you know, but a lot of times, like, you know, but if a black man is with a black woman and he's not able to actually financially support her and the children with the, you know, lifestyle that they had when they were just, you know, two single people, then she's more apt to lynch you than that dude will, than any white guy will. She's more apt to lynch you because she's gonna berate you and upbraid you and think about how, you know, you all were doing this true story, you know, to a certain degree. Like, you know, and it doesn't always, you know, come verbally. Sometimes it's worse when you don't hear the fussing. Sometimes when they fuss with you, then you know that, you know, that's what's up. But when they don't fuss with you, that means that there's certain actions that are taking place that are going to really destroy you when you do find out, if you don't know already. So it's better to be fussed out and cussed out and told that, you know, you ain't never got no money. I should have got with my boyfriend from college or high school instead of fucking around with you. I wasted my life with you. You know, we was all fine and dandy before we had kids, and then we had these kids and they didn't fuck up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But a lot of times, you know, and the recourse for that is a black guy might be like, well, you know what? She's right. Now I'm going to realize that I'm going to keep my penis in my pants until I'm actually ready to kick out the money that's and to maintain the financial responsibility that's required from having sex and having kids from that sex. So a lot of times, you know, white guys don't understand that. You know, they be like, oh, he's gay. You know, this is my personal opinion. People are like, why you don't want no woman? You know, I've had a lot of, you know, white women, you know, approach me. I'm like, you know, I ain't forgot about Emmett Till. I'm sorry. You can't act like I don't know about Emmett Till. You know, there are this salt and peppers is not, you know, to ignore Emmett Till. This is to let you know. Like I remember Emmett Till. He just whistled. They they sunk him into a river. I'm not, and if they hadn't sunk him, even if he was 14 at the time, blowing supposedly catcalling at a grown ass white woman. If they hadn't sunk him by the time that turbine generator wheel around his neck, then he might have sunk in the deep vagina. It would have still been him sunk. And that's why, a lot of folks are like, well, you know what, white women ain't gonna be like black women. They're not gonna, hold you to that stringent. I hold myself to that. White women ain't gonna hold you to that stringent restrictions that you put on yourself. Where you feel like you shouldn't have sex and you can't afford the kids or whatever. They're the masters of abortion and they can avoid getting pregnant. I'm like, yeah, but I hold myself to a higher standard. But if a black man who is spiritually aesthetic in many ways because of the darker skin, which is cut off from physical sensation, which means that sex is not everything, physical pleasure is not everything. I'm not going to chase drugs. They'll never actually get me to where I thought I was going to go with it. The fallen angels, the black skin, straight hair fallen angels had to learn that. Even when they were in dark skin and black straight hair, and when they had bred themselves to be whiter skin, with still straight blonde and brown, blonde and red strawberry hair, you know what I'm saying? The black hair sometimes. So, I mean, it's one of the things where, oh, he's gay. I'm like, no, it's a different ethnicity. It's like he just chooses to not deal with women because he respects them enough to not hang them up. You know what I'm saying? With children, tie their life up with children and preoccupy them that he cannot take care of. That's actually being considerate, if you ask me. But some people are more gung-ho. But not being funny, white people have lost their country because of that, I don't care, let's just do it attitude. Yeah, it's like ordering a whole bunch of pizza and food that you're not going to actually eat, and then you got to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? We've ordered so many things, but we can't afford to pay the people that we ordered them from. So now we having a what's it called? It's called a supply chain crisis. Thank you, Heavenly Father, Yah for finding that word, the supply chain, that term, the supply chain crisis. We're dealing with a supply chain crisis. And with that being said, I just really feel like, we would do well to try to not, to not try to ignore the fact that there's certain cargoes and envoys of food that have been halted and stalled in the middle of the ocean because of our lack of ability to pay, because other countries are now on the gold standard and we're still using dollar bills. Dollar or dolor in Spanish means pain. Richie Rich's dog was named Dollar. A hurt dog will holler, like Richie Rich's dog Dollar. I thought about that last night. I was like, Richie Rich's dog. His dog was named Dollar. He was like a Dalmatian, white with the black, spot, dollar bill spots. He was like, I was like, Dollar, dog. A hurt dog will holler. Dollar bill, y'all. Peace.